Welcome to today's yoga flow, all about re-energizing and reinvigorating your body and mind. We're first going to start in a seated position on your knees, or if you find it easier for you, you can sit in a cross-legged position, placing your palms on your hands, palms facing upwards, making sure that your spine is nice and tall, chest is open, and slowly beginning to lower your gaze until your eyes begin to shut. As we sit here, reconnect into our body, disconnect into whatever has been going on in our day, placing one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Slowly beginning to feel for the beat of the heart. Feel for the breath, bringing into awareness the rhythm of the heart and how it connects with our breath. Slowly beginning to inhale for a count of 4, holding your breath at the top for 8, and deep exhale for 7, inhale for 4, hold at the top, and exhale for 8. Inhaling for 4, hold your breath, and exhale. Slowly beginning to feel for the beat of the heart, maybe noticing it slow down a little bit. And slowly beginning to place our hands back on our knees, keeping our eyes closed, making an intention for today. An intention to honor the body, honor its limits. An intention to accept where we are at our journey right now and be open to receiving growth. And slowly beginning to open our eyes. Staying in our seated position, we're going to slowly begin to swing our body from side to side and swinging with it our arms as we begin to warm up the spine, inviting blood flow and circulation into the body, and slowly coming back to center, coming on to a seated position, taking your right knee, bending it, and crossing your left leg across your right knee. As we inhale, reach your right arm all the way up, and as you exhale, you're going to bring your right elbow into your left knee. As you inhale, and a big exhale as you twist deeper into the posture. Maybe even gazing backwards. And slowly coming back to center. And switching legs this time. Left leg goes underneath, right leg goes on top. Inhaling, reaching your left arm all the way up, extending through your spine. As you exhale, bringing your left elbow onto your right knee. As you begin to twist your chest over to the right side of the mat. Once again, the inhale lengthens through the spine, and the exhale takes you deeper into your twist. And slowly coming back to center. Bring both knees into a seated position, and then coming all the way up onto all fours. Placing your palms right underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips. making sure that you're gripping the mat with your fingertips, rooting down through your base knuckles. As you inhale, you're going to open your chest, drop your belly to the ground, begin to gaze forward as you draw your shoulder blades together. As you exhale, you're slowly going to roll your spine as you draw your belly in towards your spine, chin towards your chest, rounding through your upper back. As you inhale, once again dropping the belly, gazing forward, see if you can open through your chest a little bit more this time. And exhale, vertebrae at a time, arcing through your back. Inhale, dropping the belly, opening the chest. Exhale, rounding through the upper back, drawing your belly in. And slowly doing this in a rhythm that feels right to you, right to your body. Either go faster or slower. Just noticing what your body needs this morning or this evening. And allowing it to go where it feels like it needs the most. Last one, drawing your belly towards the ground, opening through your chest. And exhale back to center. Now we're going to go into our first downward dog of the day. So tucking your back toes as you begin to lift your knees off of the ground, extending your torso and your tailbone all towards the top of the ceiling. Lengthening through your spine, pushing your chest towards the back of your mat. This is our first downward dog here, so feel free to pedal the feet as you bring in some more blood and circulation into your posterior chain. Dropping the heel as close towards the ground as possible. It doesn't have to touch. Just allowing it to settle as low as you're able to go. Now slowly coming back to center, coming back to a point of stillness. And we're going to begin to shift our shoulders past our wrists as we begin to drop our hips towards the ground without letting them touch, opening through our chest, pushing our hands down through the ground. And as you exhale, you're going to bring your hips all the way back up into your downward facing dog. Inhale, shifting your shoulders forward, bringing your hips down, opening through your chest. And exhale, extending your hips back up towards the ceiling. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Seeing if you can do this movement super slow, feeling every bit of your spine begin to open up and mobilize. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now slowly beginning to step your feet to the top of the mat, 1 foot at a time. Really take your time here. We're in no rush until both feet are right underneath your hip. And slowly bringing your torso up vertebrae at a time. Rolling until eventually you're all the way at the top. Inhale, raise your arms towards the sky. And as you exhale, bring your hands to heart center. From the top, you're going to reach both arms all the way up, extend your spine. And as you exhale, arms begin to reach down as you begin to swan dive your torso down into a forward fold position. Now when you're in this forward fold, you can decide what stance works best for you. Usually I like to place my feet hips width distance. Makes it a little bit easier on the hips. You can keep your knees at a slight bend or you can extend them as long as you're feeling a good stretch in your back hamstrings. Take a big inhale, placing your hands onto your shins, extending through your spine, coming up halfway. As you exhale, you're going to plant your hands down to the mat, step your right foot back, meet it with your left, coming into your first plank pose. Engage your core, squeeze your glutes together, begin to shift your shoulders past your wrists, bringing your knees to the ground. As you exhale, you're slowly going to begin to bend your elbow as your chest begins to touch and meet the ground. Now as you inhale, you're going to press through your arms, roll your shoulder blades up and back. As you come into your cobra pose, really think about engaging that upper back to find your way a little bit higher away from the ground. Take a big breath here and exhale, come back down. Untuck your back toes. As you exhale, push your hands into the ground, push your hips all the way up and back into your downward facing dog. Now from here, we're going to step our way to the top of the mat, slowly 1 foot at a time. Coming back into our forward fold. Inhale, reach halfway up. And exhale, back down. As you inhale, slowly roll your spine all the way up. Hands follow, palms come to touch. And exhale, hands to heart center. That was our first Surya Namaskar A. This is the modification, so feel free to always come back to this modified version of the vinyasa whenever you feel like it. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dive all the way down into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands down. Step your feet to the back of the mat, plank pose. Slowly begin to shift your shoulders forward. You can bend your knees and brace them on the ground, or you can stay on your toes. As you bend your elbow, inhale, push up into your upward facing dog, untucking your back toes. Now in this position, your hips don't want to be on the ground. Keep them slightly floating up. Open through your collarbone and push your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, draw your belly, push up and back into your downward facing dog. Now inhale, rise onto your toes. You can step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, slowly begin to rise up. Palms reach, come to touch. And exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do one more round just to warm up. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step to the back of the mat. Take your vinyasa here. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, push your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. And holding it here for a few breaths. Take a deep breath in through your nose and a deep sigh out through your mouth. As you begin to build a little bit more heat and fire into your internal system, really inviting that sense of discomfort that you're going to be feeling quite a bit in this class. Instead of running away from it, invite it, accept it, observe it, and slowly begin to hop or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, rise all the way up into your Tadasana mountain pose. Now from mountain pose, inhale, reach your arms all the way up. As you exhale, you're going to bend your elbows into a cactus-like position, forming a W with your arms, opening through your chest. As you inhale, arms rise back up into your mountain pose. And exhale, hands come to heart center as you dive forward into your Tadasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands down, step your feet back, once again into your plank pose, and take your vinyasa here. Inhale, upward facing dog, opening through the chest, and exhale, downward facing dog. Now from here, you're going to begin to lift your right leg up, pointing your toes, coming into a three-legged downward facing dog. Now you don't want to open your hips too much out here. Keep your hips squared, squeeze your thighs together. And as you exhale, you're going to bring your right knee into your chest as you shift your shoulders forward, engaging your core. And inhale, extend your right leg back and up. Exhale, right knee to chest, engage that core. Inhale, right leg back up. And exhale, right knee to chest. Really use your breath here to build some heat and power. And inhale, right leg comes back down. And slowly begin to step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, rolling your spine up, vertebrae at a time. Arms reach up, hands come to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, swan dive forward, Tadasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting your hands down, step or hop to the back of the mat. Take your chaturanga here. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Now from here, left leg begins to lift, pointing our toes, squeezing our glutes together. As we exhale, we bend our left knee, bring it in towards our chest as we shift forward. And inhale, leg reaches up. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest. And come back into your downward facing dog. Now from here, you can step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, rise all the way up. Mountain pose, hands to heart center. We're going to do that for one more time, except we're going to add a few extra postures at the end. Inhale, arms reach up, and exhale, hands come back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, pat your hands, hop or step to the back of the mat. Take your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, pointing our toes, squaring our hips. Exhale, knee to chest, shift forward. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, big breath out, knee to chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest. Now from here, you're going to step your right foot towards the top of the mat. Spin the heel edge of your back foot down. As you inhale, bring your arms all the way up into your warrior two. Now you want to shift your knee as far forward as you can until your front thigh is as parallel to the ground as possible. Reach your arms all the way to the side, forming one clean line of energy. Exhale, draw your belly in, engage your core. Take a deep breath here. See if we can hold this for a little bit longer. Think about rooting down through all three quarters of your front foot to find stability and to find balance. This is a pose where we begin to challenge a little bit more of that discomfort. We begin to go farther past that point that we're used to, the point that we want to be. Your body will always take the path of least resistance. So let's see if you can resist your body's need to take that path. Holding here for a few more breaths and cartwheeling both arms back down to your mat. Step your right leg back. Take your vinyasa here. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Begin to step or hop. Just make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, rise all the way to the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold, Tadasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands to the mat. Step your feet back. Take your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Switching sides. Inhale, lifting that left leg all the way up, pointing your toes. As you exhale, bring your left knee to your chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. Last one. Exhale, left knee to chest. Plant your left foot onto the top of your mat. Spin the edge of your back heel down. Coming into your warrior two on your left side. Remember, arms are one clean line of energy. Thighs are as parallel to the mat as possible. Arms are in one clean line of energy. You know the discomfort that's coming. You know it's coming. Just accept it and enjoy the journey here. rooting down through all 3 corners of your feet. Seeing if you can challenge yourself to take your mind away from the pain and tune into your breath a little bit more. We say fire flow because we use our breath to build that fire and to release that heat. So the more you feel your body begin to dismantle and get weak, the more you begin to use your breath to build a little bit more of that power in it. Take a big inhale and exhale, cartwheel your hands down, stepping your left leg back, taking your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, pushing your hips up and back. Make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, rise all the way up. Hands come to touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to do that flow one more time. Once again, adding a few more postures. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold Tadasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands down. Upward step to the back of your mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift that right leg up. Point your toes. Exhale, right knee to chest. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to chest. Inhale, 3-legged dog. And exhale, you're going to step your right leg to the top of the mat, coming into your warrior 2. Sit your hips nice and low. Don't worry, we won't stay too long on this pose this time. Placing both hands into your heart and center, you're going to straighten that front leg and pivot your hips towards the back of your mat as you begin to bend that back knee, sitting down into your Skandasana pose. Now slowly straighten that back leg up, pivot your hips back to the front of the mat, coming into your crescent pose. Arms reach up. You're on the toes of your back foot, and the back knee or the front knee is bending as far down as you can. Once again, creating a parallel line between your front thigh and the mat. Really think about pulling your front leg towards the back of the mat and your back leg towards the front of the mat here to isometrically begin to engage your muscles. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Slowly begin to shift your torso forward, so far forward that you almost have little to no weight on that back leg. Seeing you can float that back leg off of the ground, coming into a warrior 3. Heel is in line with the hips, which is in line with the shoulders. One clean line. And slowly exhale, bringing that left knee into your chest and stepping that left leg back down. Great job. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, folding all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take your vinyasa here. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reaching that left leg up, pointing your toes. As you exhale, bring that left knee towards your chest. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest. Step left leg forward, coming into your warrior 2, sitting your hips nice and low. Placing both hands to heart center, slowly begin to pivot your hips to the back of the mat. Bend that back knee, sitting your hips down into your Skandasana pose. Now from here, we're gonna shift our hips back to the front of the mat. Crescent pose, extend through the arms. Isometrically begin to engage those legs, creating an upwards energy with your body. As you exhale, hands come to heart center. Slowly begin to shift your torso forward, so far forward that that back foot floats up. Warrior 3. Great job. Find your balance point. It might help to find a drishti, a single gaze that you can look at on the floor to focus all your energy. And bringing that right knee to your chest. Exhale, right leg lands. Great job. That was the entire flow. We're going to do that one more time. Let's see if you can do that flow a little bit more eloquently, a little bit more seamlessly. Inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, hands come to heart center, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step to the back of the mat. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg reaches up. Exhale, right knee to chest. Inhale, right leg reaches up. Exhale, right knee to chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right leg steps forward. Warrior two. Great job. Hands come to heart center. Shift your hips to the back of the mat. Skandasana. Sit your hips down nice and low. And inhale, back to center. Shifting back forward. Crescent pose. From here, hands come all the way down to your heart. Shift your torso forward. Warrior three. Balance and float that back leg off of the mat. One clean line of energy. Focusing your gaze. Rooting down through all four corners of the feet. And left knee comes to chest. Left leg lands back down. Other side. Inhale. Arms reach up. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, hop to the back of the mat. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Left knee to chest. Left leg back. Left knee to chest. Three-legged dog. Great job. Step that left leg forward. Warrior two. Focusing that gaze. Both hands come to heart center. Shift your hips towards the back of the mat. Skandasana. Sit your hips down. Exhale, push up. Crescent pose. Facing back, forward of the mat. Inhale, hands come to heart center. Shift your weight forward. Warrior three. Holding it here, rooting down through all four corners of your feet. Bringing that right knee to your chest. And exhale, right leg lands. Congratulations. You finished the flow. Hands come to heart center. Take your breath. Maybe even feel for your heart. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the heat begin to build up. Be proud of yourself for making it this far. From here, you're slowly going to begin to fold back forward. Plant your hands down. And slowly, one step at a time, we're going to begin to walk your feet back to the back of your mat. Till you come into your plank pose. Slowly begin to bend those elbows 1 inch at a time until your chest touches the ground. Okay, we're going to lie down for a few moments, placing your hands right underneath you, forehead right on top of your hands. Just letting your body rest, melt into the ground. Catching your breath, beginning to slow down your nervous system. From here, we're going to do bow pose. So slowly begin to bend both of your feet. Bring your heels as close to your glutes as possible. Reaching your arms back, catching the outsides of your feet. Slowly beginning to flex both of the feet, and instead of pulling your chest up, I want you to think about pushing your feet into your hands as you begin to slowly lift that chest off of the ground. Really think about engaging that upper back to lift your chest up higher, gazing forward, coming into what looks like a boat. Make sure that your knees don't sway out. Keep your glutes engaged. Holding here for a few breaths. Seeing if you can go a little bit higher. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come down. Great job. Trust me, we won't do any more hard poses here. I'm gonna bring your right arm out next to you to into a 90-degree angle so that your wrist is in line with your elbow. Left palm is flat on the ground next to left chest. Now you're slowly going to begin to bend your left knee as you shift your hips up and back, reaching your left leg as far back towards the right side of your mat as possible. So begin to feel a stretch in your right chest. Hold it here. Allow your shoulder begin to open up. And if this is too much, you can decide how far your leg comes back or how close it is to the center of your body. Holding it here for a few moments, maybe even closing your eyes, relaxing your gaze, calming your body. Pose isn't meant to be a hard one. Maybe that feels a little bit painful, but nothing past what is normal. And slowly coming back to center. Both hips touching the ground. Switching sides this time. Your left arm is at a 90-degree angle. Right palm is flat on the ground. Bending that right knee. And slowly shifting your right hip up and back, reaching that right leg as far towards the left side of the mat as possible, opening through your left chest, opening through your left shoulder, holding it here. Allowing your body completely relax into the pose. You feel yourself building resistance against the stretch. Just relax. The more you relax, the more your body is able to comfortably get deeper into the posture. So from here, we're going to try and make our way up. The way that we're going to do that is all you're going to do is swing your right leg all the way back as you push your chest up, coming into a seated position. And magically, we have found our way onto the mat. You're going to take the sole of your right foot, place it on the inner thigh of your left leg. As you inhale, you're going to begin to extend your shoulders up, open your chest, extend your arms and reach them all the way up. And slowly begin to fold yourself forward till your hands begin to touch your leg, or go as far forward as you're able to. If you're all the way up here, that's fine. As long as you're at a position that feels right in your body. We're not creating shapes. We're just going through sensations. If you want to go deeper, take a big inhale, extend through your spine. As you exhale, imagine your entire torso begin to relax a little bit deeper onto that thigh. Try not to round your back too much. Think about lengthening through your spine. Slowly begin to walk your hands back up. We're going to do the same thing but switching sides. So this time right leg extends out. Left sole of our foot plants right on the inner side of our right leg. Inhale, arms reach up, extend through your torso. And exhale, fold your torso all the way down, clasping your feet with your hands. Relaxing into the pose, feeling a nice stretch in the back of your hamstrings and also in your left side body. Once again, if you want to get a little bit deeper with this, take a big inhale, extend and lengthen the spine. A big exhale, fold forward. Allow your body to surrender into the pose. You'll notice after a heated session of building fire, it's usually a lot easier for our body to cool itself down. Just enjoy that easily relaxable state. And inhale, slowly begin to walk your hands back up. We're going to take the soles of our feet, place them right next to each other, and we're going to do Baddha Konasana. Now you can do this pose in one of two ways, either extending your feet farther away from your hips, creating a diamond shape with your legs, and then folding forward from there. Now if you take this route, you'll feel a bit more of a stretch in your outer thighs. You want to change the position and target a different muscle, you can bring your feet closer in towards your hips and just allow your glutes to open your knees as far out towards the ground as possible. Now if you do this version of the stretch, you'll feel a lot of it in your inner thigh. Now, before you even think about using your elbows to push your hips down, I want to squeeze and engage your glutes to pull and actively pull your knees towards your mat. Now from here, you can begin to use your elbows as leverage to open up your thigh a little bit more. You can stay up here nice and upright. This is usually enough for people to feel a stretch. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can begin to fold forward. Just trying not to round too much with our upper back. Taking nice deep breaths here, big inhale and deep exhale. The more you breathe, the more you relax into the pose, the more your body begins to surrender. Holding it here for a few more breaths. Slowly coming all the way back up. Slowly using your arms to pull your knees together. And slowly lying all the way down onto your back. We're going to end with one of my favorite poses, a lying twist. Bring your right knee into your chest. Squeeze that knee as hard as you can until you begin to flatten your back to the ground. Now placing your left hand on the outside of your right leg, your right arm extends all the way out to the right side of your mat in line with your chest. You're going to slowly begin to pull your right knee towards the left side of the mat, creating a nice deep twist. You can begin to gaze towards the right side of the mat. Just allow your body to get a little bit deeper into the pose. You should feel this in your right glute. You should feel it in your right side body, your back, your waist, your shoulders. It's like a magical pose that touches every part of your body. Your knee doesn't come all the way to the ground, that's fine. Just going as far as you're able to until you begin to feel that stretch. So you don't need to force your body into a position it's not ready to handle. Slowly bringing our right knee back in, extending that right leg out. And this time switching sides, left knee comes to chest. Left arm extends all the way out beside us. Right arm holds the outside of our left leg as we begin to twist our left knee towards the right side of the mat. Allowing your body to relax into the pose. Best thing about twists is that not only nourish every part of your body, but when you're in this sort of twisted pose, you're restricting a lot of the blood flow that goes to some of the muscles that the organs, especially the digestive organs. Once you release your body, it's like a new influx of fresh oxygenated nutrients reaches every part of your body. So not only does it feel great, but it fuels your body in the best way. Slowly making your way back up, extending both legs out, extending both arms out, entering our final pose, Shavasana. Taking a deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs completely, and then slowly exhaling through the mouth, letting go of any tension, returning to a natural and effortless breath, inhaling and exhaling through your nose in a normal rhythm. Allow each breath to become softer and more subtle, guiding you into a deeper state of calm and stillness. Beginning to bring your awareness to the energy within your body, feeling the gentle rise of your chest, your belly, and imagining the tension begin to melt away with every fall. Imagine that with every breath you are breathing in fresh, vibrant energy that fuels, energizes you, filling every cell of your body with vitality, with light. And as you exhale, visualize any tension, fatigue, stagnant energy begin to melt away. Noticing how something as simple as the oxygen we breathe fuels and re-energizes us at every moment. And allow yourself to surrender to the fact that every moment you live, you are energized and you are fueled with exactly what you need to carry on through your day. Placing your trust in Allah, placing your trust in His creation. And recognizing that at any moment you can always come back to Him to revitalize you with the energy that you need to support every part of you. And you can stay here for as long as you can. You can stay here for as long as you want. When you're ready, feel free to come back. Thank you for practicing with me.